Welcome to India with Sid, a place where we show India virtually to people all around the world. So today we have with us Mr. Padmore and Mr. Hoodoo from Ghana, Africa. Mr. Padmore is an MBA and he is doing a great business, and Mr. Hoodoo is a great chef and is also doing and specializing in Indian cuisine.
Yeah, hi, Siddharth. It's a long time and good to hear from you. We are really happy having us on your show. And I must say, your previous videos on India was marvelous. I really enjoyed it.
Namaste, Ram Ram.
Ram Ram.
Mr. Sa- yeah, I have been get about you watching some of your videos you have posted. The video was very well and very nice. I really enjoyed it too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. So I really want to know, what else do you know about India?
I love India, and what I know about India mostly about their food and moving star. Food like Pambaji, Rajma, Dosa, Samba, egg curry, chutney, chole, everything. I like the food. I really like the taste and I am enjoying it. And as I'm cooking it, and especially the moving side, I wish to be in India and see the Bollywood star like Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Ashok Kumar, Raj Kapoor, Aishwarya Rai, Amitabh Bachchan, Abhishek Bachchan. So
Wow.
lot of Bollywood star, and I wish to come India and see them one day. And the movie which I like, as we are talking now, Bahubali is very super hit movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wish to be in India one day to see all these movie stars. I really enjoyed it.
Great. What about you, Padmore?
You know, of course, New Delhi. I've heard of New Delhi, the capital of India, and Goa, Rajasthan, and Goa, a place of more beaches, and more so about the spicy food of India. I know Indians like more spice.
Yeah, that's really amazing. You know, that's really great to hear. As we all know that India's independence is on the 15th of August, and we are celebrating the 74th year of independence. And Ghana and India share a connection because both of us had Britishers ruling us, and we both got the independence from them. And so in this video, I would love to show you the few places in India which had a great significance during their freedom struggle, and how what they are doing today, those places. So
Yeah, that would be great knowing more about India independence and the freedom struggle. And you know one thing too, India had independence 1947, and Ghana, 10 years after us, 1957. So look at the last number, 7.
yeah,
So it's no India and Ghana have similarities,
yeah,
and of course, colonized by British.
right.
So we really like to know more about India history.
Okay.
So what has happened there and what is going on now?
Yeah. So I think I'll just take you to a virtual tour for that. India was ruled by the British for 200 years and got its independence on the 15th August 1947. The top 10 places which had significance during India's freedom struggle. Number 1. Barrackpur, West Bengal. The famous armed rebellion of 1857 started from Barrackpur when Sepoy Mangal Pandey refused to follow the orders of the British commanders, as new cartridges were introduced in their rifles in which they had to bite to load the rifle, and it was rumored that the grease used on these cartridges were of beef and pork, which was offensive to Hindus and Muslims. At this point, the entire quarter of sepoys refused to follow the order, and this event was the start of the revolt of 1857. Today, there is a memorial park of Mangal Pandey in Barrackpur. Number 2. Jhansi, also known as the city of Rani Lakshmi Bai. Britishers had annexed the princely state of Jhansi under the policy of doctrine of lapse, thereby refusing to accept the adopted son of Rani as the heir to the throne. When the war broke out, Jhansi became the center of rebellion in central India. Rani Lakshmi Bai gave her life to save her land, and today the fort of Jhansi stands as a tribute to her. Number 3. Calcutta remained the center of Indian nationalism throughout the independence struggle. The Indian National Association was the first nationalistic organization founded in Calcutta in 1876 by Mr. Surendranath Banerjee and Ananda Mohan Bose. Its objectives were to promote Indians in political, intellectual, and material advancements. It was the fear of growing nationalism in Calcutta that Britishers had to shift the capital to Delhi in 1911. Today, Calcutta also is the cultural capital of India and is a mega city in the world. Number 4. Bombay, an important place during the independence movement where the Indian National Congress was founded in 1885, later led by Mahatma Gandhi. It is here where Mahatma Gandhi started the Quit India movement at the Agast Kranti Maidan in 1942 and said the famous words, "Do or die," to the crowd of over 60,000 people. Today, Mumbai is the financial hub of India and one of the biggest metropolis in the world. Number 5. Cellular Jail. After the revolt of 1857, Cellular Jail was established in 1906 in Andamans as a prison island where political leaders who revolted were deported to this remote island and were subjected to unimaginable torture. These islands were called Kala Pani, meaning black waters, as no one could ever come back to mainland India in that time. Today, it has become a tourist hub with pristine beaches, but a visit to the jail will surely give goosebumps, and we shouldn't even miss the wonderful light and sound show. Number 6. Champaran. In the year 1917, Britishers had forced the Indian farmers to cultivate indigo, which was used for dyeing clothes and not as a food crop, which worsened the condition of poor farmers, many who died of starvation. Gandhiji visited Champaran and saw the plight of poor farmers and started the Champaran Satyagraha, meaning non-violent protest, in which many prominent leaders supported, resulting in successfully giving back the control to the farmers. Number 7. Jallianwala Bagh, Amritsar. It still carries the scars from one of the bloodiest massacres in Indian history. On April 13th, 1919, as Punjab celebrated the festival of Baisakhi, General Dyer ordered his men to open fire at unarmed protesters, killing thousands, including women and children. Remnants of the gruesome assault can still be seen in the walls with bullet marks. After visiting this place today, it is a reminder to all Indians of the long and difficult struggle for freedom. Number 8. Sabarmati Ashram and Dandi. In 1915, when Gandhi returned from South Africa, he settled in Gujarat and established an ashram on the banks of the Sabarmati River. It is the place where the famous Dandi March, started by Mahatma Gandhi, a non-violent protest against the British due to increase in tax. He marched 390 kilometers south to Dandi and produced salt without paying tax. It was one of the biggest movements that started after the non-cooperation movement. Today, the Sabarmati Ashram serves as a site to preserve the memories of the father of the nation. Number 9. Wagah Border, Punjab. After the World War II, Britishers simply no longer had resources to control India and had to exit India hastily and clumsily, dividing the nation into two parts. It became the biggest human migration as millions of Muslims trekked to the west and east Pakistan, now Bangladesh, while Hindus and Sikhs headed to the opposite direction. The outbreak became violent and resulted in massacres, forced conversions, abductions, sexual violence, and killings. Later in 1959, the lowering of the flag ceremony started at India's and Pakistan's Wagah border, which symbolizes the two countries' rivalry as well as brotherhood and cooperation. Number 10. Red Fort, one of the most significant monuments reciting the story of Indian freedom struggle. This Mughal fort still continues to be the great symbol of Indian history. It is where India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, first hoisted the independent India's national flag on the 15th August 1947 and gave his famous speech, Tryst with Destiny.
On this historic day, when India takes her place as a free and independent dominion in the British Commonwealth of Nations, I send you all my greetings and heartfelt wishes. Freedom-loving people everywhere will wish to share in your celebrations. At this historic moment, let us not forget all that India owes to Mahatma Gandhi.
This very moment, the dream of free India spread its wing and Bharat Mata was independent. It was the entering night of 14th and 15th August of 1947. Soon after the last Viceroy of British India declared her free, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru moved a resolution, and since we have been breathing free.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
And Pandit Nehru took over free India as the first Prime Minister. Ever since Jawaharlal Nehru breathed his last, several leaders presided over the designated post, Mr. Narendra Modi being the incumbent.
विश्व भर में लोगों से कहना चाहता हूं, कम मेक इन इंडिया.
So India have to go through much of this and to sacrifice the people, sacrifice for the people. It's very sad.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, these places now serve as a memorial to freedom struggle and to show the young generation Indian history, you know, and they will understand more about India. They can visit those places. So anyway, it's something that has happened, but we can take a good thing from that.
Right. I think that's true. But really, thank you so much for joining in on this show. And I would like to wish all my fellow Indians watching this video Happy Independence Day. I would really love to host you both someday here in India and show you some parts of India. Thank you so much for joining in. Namaste.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, and also hit the bell icon so you can get notified for more content on India.